Hi, and welcome back to my channel. And if this is your first time here, welcome. My name is Dennis, and I do videos on bullet journaling and soon TM about other organizing topics and skills. As y'all can tell from the title of this video, this is my March bullet journal setup. If you find this video helpful, make sure to click that subscribe and notification bell. That way you get all the greatest and latest of my bullet journal awesomeness. So without further ado, grab your bullet journal or your cup of coffee and let's get down to business. As always, I start off my monthly bullet journals with a monthly calendar. This month I went more with a traditional looking style calendar where it basically looks like I just ripped the pages from a calendar and just put it onto the page, which made it super easy. I mean, essentially it's just a 5 dot by 5 dot grid for each day, 31 days, put them all together, and there you go. And if you ever wonder what pens I use Micron pens. This is, I believe, a 10. And then I create a little area for each day so I can mark off what day it is. My calendars go Sunday through Saturday. And on the side, I created these 2 giant boxes, which I do every month. One's usually for reminders, and the other one is my goals. And as always, we'll come to the fact that it is not a bullet journal of me if I haven't created a mistake or forgot something during the monthly spread. And I forgot there are 31 days, not 30 in March. And then to just add a little bit of color, I use my green Crayola marker to write out the month. And as always, I mark my paydays for the month. And then using this muted green Tombro marker, I decided to go through and just add vertical stripes to it. Nothing too neat, nothing too perfect, but it just works, makes it feel a little bit more homier to me. So the next spread I decided to do was my habit tracker. Last month I experimented calling it my focus tracker, but it didn't feel right to me using that term throughout the month, and so I just changed it back to habit tracker. So this month, instead of writing out the dates or coming up with a complex spread for my tracker, I decided to use these stamps that I had bought several years ago, and I kind of just freeformed them throughout the page, and then I labeled each one of them with what they were tracking. And for me, it's making sure I don't have any gluten, making sure I drink enough water every day, not eating any junk food, kind of keep it on that healthy diet trend, make sure I read at least 2 hours a day, I journal every day, make sure I get enough sleep, and then I added a no spend tracker for this month. On the other half of the spread, I have my ideas dump page where I just write down the multitude of random ideas that I have throughout a month. Occasionally I'll go back, look at all the ideas and kind of pick which ones that still spark my fancy and then kind of flush them out to see if they're viable ideas. most of the time they're not. Probably in any given month, I have 1 to 2 ideas that I flush out fully that actually work. But I have a nice little place to put it all. So this next spread is basically the same spread I do every month. And by basically, it is the same spread I do every month. It's where I track my stream stats for the month to kind of make sure I'm heading in the right direction and kind of give me a better idea of how my streams are working out. And you can catch me on twitch.tv/DennisLitwin. Link in the description below. Not required, but it'd be greatly appreciated. And so it keeps track of all the stats I want, which will be day I stream, the average number of viewers for the stream, the number of hours, and then the game. And I kind of left it this way. It's like 3 areas where I can just add on to the side, just to track everything more correctly and without having like a true form to it, because I don't know how many times in a month I'm going to stream. And the bottom part of the page are my monthly totals, the number of hours for the month, the number of average viewers, and the number of days. So on the other page, I labeled it my lawn projects. It's basically just an area where I can keep track of all the projects I have going on in my backyard this year, especially with spring around the corner. I just want to make sure I'm tracking where it's at. So now we're on to my weekly spreads. I wanted to do something new this week, or for this month in particular, where I just wanted to create a different idea and style that I used previously. For this one, I went with this centralized, like spinning out pinwheel type thing that looks really cool when it's finished. The practicality I found out that week is that it doesn't really work that well. And there's a couple of reasons why. One of it being just a ton of wasted space, and it just took forever to make this happen. And you'll see it more once I start filling in the dates. I have a hard time trying to make it work smoothly and kind of figure out where I'm putting them in each box. Especially with it on the side, it just didn't make a whole lot of sense. Glad I tried it, glad I experimented. In the end, it just didn't work out for me. So on the second half of this spread, I decided to do what I did last month, which was create 3 sections on the other page. 2 sections at the top and 1 section on the bottom. The top are my tasks and my goals for the week, while the bottom portion is my meal plan for the week on a Monday through Friday time set. So that way I didn't have to think about what I was eating throughout the week, especially with the work and me switching to 10-hour days. So now editing this and realizing that I'm actually posting this late, I'm going to give you guys an additional spread that I use for this month. And if you're in the future watching this, you have no idea that I was over 2 weeks late to actually posting this. So welcome. You get to see some cool stuff. So as I'm drawing all of this out, I can tell you there is a purpose behind this, and I'll kind of explain it more when you see the full picture of what I've done. But essentially, I have 4 boxes alternating sides on one page, and I'll have 3 on the other, with a section at the bottom on the second page. And then I have a set of lines next to each one, which will make perfect sense once you see it all done and what I plan on using it for. So this is a really simple layout in my opinion. Essentially what I did was each box is the day of the week, and the sections next to it are my meal plans for that day. It allows me to have a better sense of what I'm eating every day, as I have a breakfast, lunch, dinner, and then what I'm having for a snack. And then the bottom section of the second page are my tasks and goals for the week, so I can still track them and place them more appropriate. And then I added some green marker at the end just to give it a little flavor. And there you have it, my bullet journal for March, which is super simple and functional and minimalistic to boot. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video and you got some great ideas for yourself and how you do your spreads. And if you made it this far in the video, let me know which weekly design you like the best, the week 1 or the week 2 for March. Until next time, stay positive, stay organized, and be kind.